Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are in chapter 7, Amrutanubhava of Amrutanubhava and verse number 80, OV number 81, if I am right. If not, I don't know. 81, is it correct?
84, I think. We finished up to 83.
Okay, heart gets tired of saying the same thing. Yeah. Okay. So here he took 2-3 examples and and he said that the garlands of the sky flowers were put around the necks of the children of barren women, and thus they were enjoying the occasion. As it is an impossibility, that much of an impossibility is to prove the existence of ignorance. In other words, don't forget, ignorance ocha, buddhu and nahi. Ignorance means desires. Desires mean action. Ignorance is equal to this whole world. You cannot prove it. अब लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई. Just taking word ignorance, I'm ignorant of this or I'm ignorant of that. No, it is that ignorance is expressing as this whole illusion. And you are trying to prove it through the illusion. The words are also part of that illusion. And with them, with the logic, we are trying to sort out the source, the cause. It is not possible. If the measuring vessel made of sky can be filled with butter made out of milk of tortoise, then such possibilities of ignorance will come true. If this was possible, that if we can get the milk of tortoise and make butter out of it and fill the sky with it, then it is possible to prove ignorance. Meaning, in other words, it's an impossibility. Thus, by any means of reasoning or logic, the existence of ignorance cannot be established either as reality or as supported by Atma or as independent of both, independent of reality and independent of Atma. It cannot be established, or as a companion to Atma, or as a consort to the Atma, companion to the Atma. It is not. It cannot be proved, or through the effects of ignorance, or nor even through the effects. Effects of ignorance is this whole world. So everywhere we'll reach a not, no conclusion. Sant Jnaneshwar gets tired of saying the same thing. Ham hi yeun jaun pudati ajnana anave niruti te nahi tari kiti vatavatupa. He says, I tried to establish ignorance repeatedly, and how often can I negate it? How long will I go on saying the same thing again and again? It is better to remain silent instead of blabbering incessantly. When we are unable to explain something to someone, there are only two things. Either one is positive ways to become silent, the other way is to become angry. Why are you not understanding? So here Jnaneshwar Maharaj, he is talking to his own mind. Remember this. For him, everything is he only. His Guru Maharaj has told him, speak on your realization. Now Guru Adesh, so he has to do it. This is one big lesson which that we are not giving in satsang, we are not talking to someone other. This disposition that we are talking to our own mind, in which the whole world is included. Just like in the dream, the whole world is included in the mind. So, right now, also, if this disposition is taken that the whole world is included in the mind, then whom you are talking to? To your own mind. So, Jnaneshwar Maharaj has become silent. In other words, we should also stop trying to justify ignorance, prove the existence of ignorance. You cannot remove it, you cannot establish it in any way. Removal is possible only when you have established that it is. Only then it is possible to remove. So, how loosely we use this word ignorance, how loosely we use the word doubts, how loosely we use the word desires or karma, how loosely we use the idea past birth, this birth, next birth. All humbug. All humbug. So Sant Jnaneshwara resolves to drop the subject of ignorance, but finds that another line of argument is also possible. Now he is about to go silent, suddenly he finds another way of looking at it. What is it? Let's see. Manauni agyana akshare numasulata nidasure pari anaye kusfure Yevishi. Therefore, let us drop the thought of this illusory ignorance, and yet another thought occurs to me about ignorance. This is what we are saying. That the thought also is part of the effect of ignorance alone. And with that thought, we are trying to remove the ignorance. Through the effect, we are trying to remove the cause. Understand, cause is always more pervasive and the effect is always less pervasive. So, how cause is one, effects are many. Dream is one, objects in the dream are many. Gold is one, ornaments are many. Water is one, waves are many. Woman is one, roles are many. Eye is one, what the colors and forms are many. Ears are one, sounds are many. How can we prove the cause? And here, when he says, therefore, let me drop this ugly word ignorance altogether from our vocabulary. Let us not talk about this subject at all. But then another thought occurs to me as to how it is still possible to think that ignorance exists. In this way, Jnaneshwar Maharaj thinks of every possible doubt that can still linger in some minds that ignorance does exist. He wants to clear even the smallest doubt most emphatically. The fact that let's drop the ugly word of ignorance, but that ugly word of ignorance, let's stop and become silent, that also is a thought. That also is a thought, which is an effect of ignorance. देखो, objective knowledge requires two types of vyapti. One is vritti vyapti, where the mind takes the shape of the object to be known, and the second is phala vyapti, where this first stage of knowledge is owned by someone as I know the subject. When the two vyaptis become together, objective knowledge is complete. This is objective knowledge. Huh? So, vritti vyapti. Vritti vyapti, what is this? So, for where the mind takes the shape of the object to be known. So, if I am talking here, if I see any one of you, I cannot look at the blank screen and say Sangeeta or Bodh. No point, because no response is going to come. Blank screen. But here I see, either I see you, or if you are only on audio, I will see your name. It's a form. Name is also a form. It's written BOD. Actually, it should not be. तुम्हारा नाम बोध है कि बोध है? बोध है ना? हाँ, तो BODH. I have written it both. Body without Y, both. So, so we first, our eyes, our mind goes and envelops the form. And then what happens? The mind takes the shape of the object to be known. Takes the shape. Understand, at a physical level, you are separate, but in the mind, if a thought is appearing, where is the thought appearing from? If the thought of is of an image, Om Namah Shivaya, yesterday was Shivratri. Om Namah Shivaya. So that Lord Shiva, that word Shiva invokes, we have seen that photograph or his picture or his image many times. Where has that picture, where will that picture or the word Shiva, will it come from outside into your mind, or from within the mind it will come out? Will the wave come outside the water, or from the water only the wave will be created? Will the ornament come from outside into the gold, or the ornament will be created from the gold itself? Think. I don't know if you have thought about this before. Every thought that comes in our mind, what is it made up of? What is the material out of which it is made up of? It is made out of the
Mind.
Mind alone. And what is mind?
Bundle of thoughts.
No.
It's also part of consciousness.
Not part. It is consciousness. From, we can say we are part of God, but from Vedanta point of view, we are conscious. Mind is, consciousness cannot be in parts. You cannot say, oh, waves are part of the ocean. No. Waves are in essence the ocean. Essentially. So same way, mind. We are so obsessed with variety, differences. We are thinking there is one mind here, there is one mind there, there is one mind there. So all the people who are listening, each one has one mind. So this mind is educating the other mind. Stupid. But it's one mind. There are not many oceans. There is only one water. There are not many waves. There is only one ocean. Whichever way you look. And all the things that are, the ocean has not come out from outside the water. It has, water alone has become the ocean, expressing as the ocean. Waves have not come outside the ocean. Ocean alone is expressing as the waves. But what is the material out of which the waves are made? Water. Where do they exist? In water. Where do they merge back? In water. Where is this creation, maintenance, and destruction? It is with reference to what? It with reference to wave. But before the wave was created, was there no water? There was water. After the destruction, was there no water? There was water. So water was a constant. And in that, a wave appeared, stayed for some time and went away. Exactly the same way in the mind, which is a constant. What is constant? Consciousness. It is the consciousness. That consciousness is called mind only with reference to thoughts. See, it's your angle of approach. Out of that consciousness alone, the thoughts have appeared. They will stay for some time and they'll go. Watch yourself as you are listening, the thoughts that are appearing in your mind. Watch them. Exactly this is happening. They have not come from outside. You may be listening to, I am sitting here on the other side of the screen. No doubt. But the thoughts that are appearing in your mind. See. So before the thought, the mind was. During the thought, the mind was. After the thought has died away, still the mind is. So what is the material out of which thought is created? The mind, which is equal to consciousness alone. So mind takes the form of a thought. The gold takes the form of a ornament. So same, the first vyapti, where the mind takes the shape of the object to be known. It takes the form. You understood this part? Now second part. The second is the phala vyapti, where this first stage of knowledge is owned by someone. Who is owning this? Who is owning this? I. There is a knower. So many thoughts are coming and going. If you just while you are listening to me, you move your head around in your room. You will see the switch, you will see the fan, you will see the bag, you will see the books, you will see the hand cream, you will see the wires. You are listening to me. Every object that is coming in your mind as you are scanning your room, you recognize that object. Recognition means the object has taken a form in your mind. But you have not identified with it. You are not identified. It is there, but your focus is right now where? On the satsang, not on the. Because I said that you scan the room, you are scanning the room, and you know all. And if you say, oh, this is this. If you go with a blank stare that it is all there, and it does not matter, then it is fine. But if while listening you stop, oh, this is what I did not see this lying there for such a long time. What is this? I don't know what is this. Suddenly, phala has taken place because you identified with it. How do saints and sages live? They do not allow phala to take place. They do not become the knower of any object. See? Now, object just doesn't mean the outside world. It's even your thoughts. Let the thoughts come and go. Do you become identified with the thoughts in the dream? Is there a phala if there is a phala vyapti of the dream, then what will happen? You will buy books to decipher what the secret was there in your dream, which was trying to be revealed. The science of dreaming. क्या क्या हुआ था पता नहीं यार. So the second is the phala vyapti, where the first stage of knowledge, which is the mind taking the shape of the object to be known, is owned by someone as I know this object. Even when you are scanning, if this is coming, that this is this. So just when I was repeating, this is a laptop, this is a wire, this is a hand cream, this is the book. Phala vyapti is taking place. I'm talking to you, and in that talking, I have mentioned all these. Already the phala vyapti has taken place because I'm recognizing each one of them. I know that book is a book, book is not a wire. Wire is a wire, wire is not the laptop. Laptop is laptop, laptop is not the stool on which it is kept. I know it. It's happening very fast. For that, Shivratri comes. Slow down, man. Slow down, slow down. Not just, I have not slept all night. Why? Because Shivratri is there. And do what? I will not eat, I will not drink, I will only chant the mantra. But if you do it with this understanding, see the impact that is there on your mind. Even while chanting mantra, even while sitting in silence, your attention must be on the conscious principle that you are. If we haven't merged into the self that we already are, then keeping awake at Shivratri was a waste of time. Instead, you should have gone to sleep. It's not a feat that has to be accomplished, that we are chanting Rudram for 4 times during the night mechanically. वो तो टेप रिकॉर्डर भी करता है. And do what after chanting? Get exhausted completely. If the subjective approach is not there, who is this fellow? Understand, this is how your mind functions. The mind first takes the form of the object to be known, and then from the same mind, the I comes, the I thought comes, and says, I know this object. Mind is a play of 2 thoughts. What are they? You know? Aham and idam. The I thought and the that thought. That thought means the object. So first part which we said, vritti vyapti, that was the that thought. And that thought becomes concretized as a result of I getting associated with the idam thought. And this is happening very quickly. I'm breaking it down. This is happening so fast. And this we, in our limited way, we call this knowledge. I know this, I know that. This is we call knowledge. This is not knowledge. This is stupidity. But we have, because we have practiced all our life only talking in this way, thinking in this way, we have been trained by society in that way. Until unless we come to this Amrutanubhava, or we come to Panchadashi, or we come to Bhagavad Gita, you come to Upanishads, where you are really told what is the true knowledge. Is knowledge that which comes and goes with every thought? Or is the knowledge the constant one? Is wisdom which comes and then goes? Or is wisdom your natural state? So is thought a natural state? No, by nature the thought is coming and going. So how can a thought give you wisdom? It's the bitter pill that we have to swallow. Once you swallow it, then silence will come. Then, "Re Bapre, I cannot, so I can't think also, but then I'm listening. I would listen, but without thinking." Don't associate yourself with anyone or anything. In other words, don't associate, don't become the owner of any thought. See, like we are talking here. Now, I don't know what my next sentence is going to be. I have not written a thesis. I'm taking these as cues, these verses as cues, cue, a trigger, and satsang is happening. Explanation is happening. From where, in what manner, from where these words are coming, I also don't know. But they are happening. To say that I gave the lecture, it is not true. To say, for you to say that I understood, whom are you fooling? See, there is no one there to understand. This understanding at the level of thoughts and speaking at the level of thoughts, it is the lower knowledge. Raise yourself. For that we have to understand vritti vyapti phala vyapti. This only will make, it will gel with you when you are able to slow down the momentum of thoughts in the mind. Then you will be able to see that हाँ यार, thoughts are going on, and any of the thoughts has an impact only when I give value to it. So many books are there. Okay, but some book, why will you pick one book? Because you gave value to that book, so you will pick up that book. You identified with that book. On the earth, there are so many places, everything is good. But you give one, oh, I saw that particular thing in that picture, in that movie, in that Viewmaster, in that documentary. It was a wonderful place. I want to go and visit it. You gave value to it. There are so many places. Why not any place? Why only that place? Because I gave value to it. Who gave value? I gave value. When aham vritti becomes associated with the idam vritti, then knowledge takes place. Spirituality is, let the aham vritti is there. Any thought in your mind cannot appear without the aham and idam. Two things have to be there. But you have to determine, you are this temporary aham or are you the permanent aham? Are you the waking aham or are you the dream aham? You say, no, I am the waking aham. Bhaiya. Dream is an illusion. I am the waking. In the waking, are you the aham which is coming and going with every thought? Because no thought can appear in the mind, subject, object, and instrument of knowledge. These three things are required to create a thought. aham, idam, and the instrument of knowledge. But are you that I which comes with every thought and goes away with every thought? Or are you the I which is permanent? Are you the constant I, or are you the I which is shunting, coming and going? So many thoughts have come and gone. Have you come and gone? So many waking dream sleep have come and gone. Have you come and gone? So which I are you? Another way I will explain. Gaunatma, Mithyatma, Mukhyatma. Gaunatma is mother, daughter, brother, sister, all the roles that you are playing. There also, I am the mother. Don't speak to me like that. I am your mother. You have to listen to what I say. Then sister comes, then mother comes, then daughter comes. So all the roles are coming out of you. But does the woman come and go? So in that example, if you can allow the roles to be played, you have got no control. If the husband comes in front of you, the wife will appear. If the child comes in front of you, the mother will appear. But are you becoming the role, or are you maintaining being the woman? If this example is clear, roles are coming and going, woman is permanent. Woman is one, roles are many. Exactly the same way. The thoughts are many, but which I you are? Are you the I which comes and goes with every thought, or are you the permanent I? Are you the constant I? This shift has to come about. For that, we have to slow down. We have to slow down our mind. Clear? Vritti vyapti, phala vyapti. We cannot stop vritti vyapti from taking place. It's happening, it's a phenomenon. Where this first stage of knowledge is owned by someone as I know this object, when the two vyaptis come together, objective knowledge is complete. See? This two-stage process does not, however, apply to the subjective knowledge about the pure self. In the objective world, this is the way knowledge is acquired. Knowledge appears, thought appears, and we say, I know the thought. I know what was said in the last sentence. I know what was said in the last verse. But when it comes to the self, is self an object? Is there the word SELF, the word ATMAN, Atman, the word consciousness, is it equal to consciousness? Is the word SELF equal to self? The word is beginning with S, concluding with F, and then after it appears for some time, then vanishes. The word Atman also appears for a moment and then vanishes from your mind. Is something which is so ephemeral, is something which is so temporary, is it equal to the actual self, the word Atman? No doubt it has come from the same source, but it is an indicator, no doubt. It's only indicating, but it doesn't know what it is indicating. That you have to recognize that what it is indicating is me. This two-stage process does not, however, apply to the subjective knowledge about the pure self, because in knowing myself, there is no relative knowledge in the knower about the known. There is no relative knowledge. Relative knowledge is about some object, some person, some past, some future, some memory, some concept. Is self a concept? Is self a memory? Is self an object to be known? Even though we are using the word self, we are using the self Atman, but like I say, use the word laptop. I can touch, feel, taste laptop. I take any of your name, I know you look like that. So Sangeeta I will not call Bodh, and Bodh I will not call Sangeeta. And so on, others also. There is distinctness in each one of you. But when I use the word self, what do I mean? Where do I look? What do I associate with? Is it an object to be associated with? Does the self have a form which I can imagine in my mind and say, this is the self? But this is what we are trying to do intellectually. So there's no form. So there's no association possible. Remember, Vritti Vyapti was mind taking the form of the object, and Phala Vyapti was I knowing or associating with the object and saying, I know this object. In case of the spirit, the Atman, the self, what form has come in your mind? And what will you associate with? Zara sochiye. Think. Same thing happens in sleep also. There's nothing to associate with. Because there is nothing to associate with, did you become absent? Did you not have the knowledge that I had a good sleep after waking up? Then who was awake? On one hand, you say, I was sleeping. Second hand, you say, I had a good sleep. Then either you say you were ignorantly sleeping, or you say that I was awake and watching that the mind has become asleep. Don't live in imaginary conclusions. These are the only two conclusions. Either keep shut, no, I don't know where I was. We say, I don't know where I was in the deep sleep, but at the same, how do you know you were not anywhere? I can't even use that statement also. Because nobody can say that I don't know me. You know you are there. When no thoughts are there in the deep sleep, still you are.
Swamiji, when we say I don't know, means I know that I don't know. Is that? No?
I don't know means again ignorance हो गया ना.
No, पर कैसे पता चला? तो नो तो है ना. तो I don't know. कैसे पता चला कि I don't know?
अब ये पूरा चैप्टर पढ़ो फिर से. There is no straight answer. वही तो बता रहे हैं. You cannot associate ignorance with Atman. You cannot keep the ignorance separate from Atman. The ignorance does not exist in the Atman. इसके लिए एग्जाम्पल हमने दिया है वाटर एंड वेव एंड वाटर का, या ओशन का, या ऑर्नामेंट एंड गोल्ड का. So where is the ornament? Where is the ignorance? And you know, do you know it? How do you know that you don't know? How do you know that you don't know?
That's
Also,
what I am
that
saying.
is
That's why
also
I'm saying.
that is also only through imagination, through your thoughts only. You are saying, coming to that conclusion.
To say that I don't know means there is a knowledge that you don't know. That means knowledge is always
But
there,
is
isn't it?
again, don't think in the terms of what Jnaneshwar Maharaj. That is our normal understanding. Here, what Jnaneshwar Maharaj is trying to prove is, if ignorance does not exist, how can you say, I know that I don't know? That means you are saying, I know that ignorance exists. I don't know is equal to ignorance, isn't it? First step. I don't know is equal to ignorance.
Yeah, that's what he's saying,
No,
that ignorance is not there.
सुनो, पहले पहले सुनो, अगर ये बाल की खाल वाली बात हो जाएगी. So first thing is ignorance. If I say I don't know, who is this person who's saying I don't know? Is the Atma saying I don't know? Is the Jivatma saying I don't know? Is it the ego which is saying I don't know? Which I is saying this? First determine this. Can Atma say I don't know? Not possible. Brahman cannot say I don't know. The absolute self cannot say I don't know. The total self also cannot say I don't know. Understand? Totality means Ishvara. Whether you take it as Nirgun Nirakar or Sagun Sakar, he also cannot say I don't know. That vocabulary is not there in his mind. You understand?
Yes.
Third stage, from absolute to total, from total to individual. What is individual? A phenomena. Right? Individual is a principle. Individuality is a principle. The principle, the light doesn't say I am illuminating. Light is a principle. Light doesn't say I'm illuminating. So life, individual life which is expressing, it also has got no axe to grind. It is just expressing. Who is this person who's saying I don't know then? ये चक्कर है. So phenomena cannot say, because phenomena, what is the definition of phenomena? That which exists in its own absence. So if phenomena, if we are considering ourselves to be a phenomena, and we say I know that I don't know, we are telling lies. Because we are not phenomena. Is that your experience? You are a phenomena. देखो कैसे कैसे हम अपने ही शब्द जाल में वी आर गेटिंग कॉट अप एंड गेटिंग एंटेंगल्ड इन आवर ओन वर्ड्स बिकॉज ऑफ the position that we have taken. And the position we have taken is, I am an individual. I am this body. I am separate to everyone. And as long as you take this position, we can think in this manner, what Jnaneshwar Maharaj has said, but we can never ever come to establish this phenomena. This phenomena itself is an expression of ignorance. So either you take yourself as an ignorant phenomena or a phenomena, or you take yourself as the infinite self. Those are the only two options. Either you accept yourself subjectively as the infinite self, Satchidananda Swarup, that which has never come and gone, that which is all inclusive, and that is your direct experience at any given moment. When your attention is brought to that, then for a moment it clicks and then it goes away again. Why? Because our default setting is so deeply entrenched in our mind to be an individual, to be the phenomena. See what we have done. We have taken one phenomena called the waker as real, and we have not taken the dreamer as real and the sleeper as real. So within the phenomena of waking dream, and first the phenomena was individuality. In that individuality, there are another three phenomena called waker, dreamer, sleeper. Out of those three, we have taken one to be real and the other to be unreal. In that waking phenomena, in the waker phenomena, we have taken ourselves to be the one body out of all the bodies, because all the world is only in your mind, like in the dream. In that, we have taken one body. In that one body, again, out of that one body, so many phenomena are expressing: mother, daughter, sister, auntie. Huh? And out of that, we accept, I am this, I am not that. Dekho how deep it has, we have fallen in that sense. In our own eyes, we have fallen so deep. And from that point, we are trying to work out we are the we are the Atma, or that there is no ignorance. Being in the phenomena, we are trying to work out that we are not the phenomena. To some extent, you will be able to work it out, but it will not gel until unless we do not become subjective, until unless we do not accept that we are, in essence, the infinite consciousness, which is all pervasive. My eyes are seeing different objects, but it is all that one. I don't have the eyes to see it right now, but I'll keep myself making available to that transformative vision, which will come only by grace. You understanding?
Yes.
So when
Yes,
you
Swami.
say, I know that I don't know. This was your question, I know. So the phenomena is saying, I know that I don't know. At the thought level, this is the maximum, but you have to then analyze this thought itself. You have to analyze, and that's what Jnaneshwar Maharaj is doing here in this particular verse, by bringing us, before he was talking, giving example of sun and sun with the day and night, the phenomena of day and night come and go, but the sun doesn't come and go. You heard that example 2-3 times he gave in this chapter.
Yes.
So are you the one who comes and goes? Are you the one who comes and goes, like the waker comes and goes, the dreamer comes and goes? Are you coming and going, or are you the permanent one?
Permanent one.
Are you the one who is going away with every thought? Or are you the one who is witnessing all the thoughts coming and going? So that, if you take that position, from that position, everything will start sorting itself out. You don't need to sort out anything. You don't need to understand anything. You don't need to work out anything. No sadhana is required. What? No, that sounds my my sadhana. No sadhana is my sadhana. No sadhana means all you have to do, or all we have to be, is take that position of the totality or infinity, rather than individuality.
Yes.
And slowly, everything will, the to the steadiness with which we are able to be that totality, or absolute, or towards the be the Atman, to that extent, the whole experience will start reforming for you, for this person. You will start seeing. So who is a saint? Who has come to realize that he is the Atman, he lives in the Atman as the Atman. He sees the whole world as an expression of him, his Atman alone. And therefore, he is not affected by the world, he is not influenced by the world, he is not entangled in the world. He has not got any expectations from the world. He has no guilts. All these things are only for the individual. See, individuality is again expresses at two levels. One is Jiva Bhava and one is Jiva Atma. One is individual phenomena of individual, and the other is individual. I am only this. So, if you want to understand as an example, this light is saying, I am only this light. But light is a phenomena which is expressing through every bulb. So, light expressing through every bulb is called Jiva Bhava. It's the principle. So, even if you come to this point that, hey, as much as this individuality is a phenomena, everything is a phenomena, your attachment or your involvement in the phenomena will cease. Your attention is on that everything is a phenomena here. But what do? I am only this light. From the principle, we come to individuality. We become an individual. The principle of light is common for all the bulbs. But when that light says, I am only this bulb, it's like us saying, I am only this body. समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूं? It goes that deep. It goes that deep. I have just now told you something which you have never heard before. That individuality also is again two types. The Jiva Bhava and Jiva Atma. Jiva Atma is the individuality and Jiva Bhava is the principle of phenomena, of expression of consciousness through a body. And that is common for everyone. It is happening to you also, her also, every one of us. But that expression of consciousness through the body, which is common to all of us, now has accepted, I am only this body. Individuality now. In that individuality, which is again, that is another phenomena within a phenomena. Then in this phenomena, again the waker, dreamer, sleeper, that's in the phenomena, another phenomena of waker, dreamer, sleeper. Then in the phenomena of the waker, again a phenomena. I am the mother, daughter, sister, brother, whatever roles you are taking. Another phenomena. I am happy, I am sad, I am rich, I am poor, I am past, I am guilty of the past, I am anxious of the future. All phenomena. We are caught up in that only. We have not even come out even one step. See, how deep it has gone into us. Or we have allowed ourselves, because we give value to the objective world, we have got caught up in it, caught up in the phenomena. Systematically, that's why they say first control your senses, then control your mind, then come to the pratyahar, where the objective world is not making an impact on your mind. Till here you can practice. And immediately till you bring this can be done through mechanical ways. You can take drugs, you can take alcohol, you can do pranayam, you can do many yoga, so many different things. Till pratyahar you can come. But after pratyahar, you must immediately shift your mind towards the divine. Do your japa. Otherwise, if you don't do that, something from the world will come and grab your mind again. Again, my consciousness will get associated with something. It's because you don't have the stamina to maintain that poise of not getting affected by anything. It may last pratyahar may last for 1 minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. But after that, it will finish. You will get exhausted with that.
आज आपने बहुत अच्छी बात कही स्वामी जी. Which not the jiva bhav, but the one how we were divine, but only we take out of waking dream, we just take waking world and then even narrow it to
I am this body, and in that waking, out of the
Yeah.
waking world, one body, and then in that one body, one role.
one role, and that also whatever we want to concentrate, we focus on that and then
And
get
make a mess of
that's the
and make a mess of our
that's
life.
the best.
Make a mess of our life.
Yes.
We have to systematically, according to the scriptures or words of the masters, we have to systematically, in a disciplined manner, start withdrawing from all this. It's like a whirlpool. It's just pulling you in. You have to.
Yes. आज बहुत ही अच्छा. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, so it is like that. It is like that. So that is why in satsang we come across such thoughts which bring us back to ourselves. No? We are not here to establish the world. We are not here to establish the world. We are not here to establish the ignorance or its effects. We are not here to establish illusion. We are here to establish that we are the infinite one. And claim it, because you are already that. See? The two-stage process does not, however, apply to the subjective knowledge about the pure self, because in knowing myself, there is no relative knowledge in the knower about the known. In knowing the self, there is no relative knowledge of the knower about the in the knower about the known. What is the known? I know. I'm seeking myself. I don't have a data by which I can assess the self. It doesn't have a form. What? The self doesn't have a form. Self doesn't have a color. Self cannot be seen, heard, touched, tasted. Self cannot be thought. Self cannot be imagined. Self cannot be conceptualized. And yet I know I am. Yet I know. Because I cannot say that I don't know I am alive. I know I am alive right now. This is at this level. But don't you know that you are in spite of waking, dream and sleep? Yes, I know. Then which one are you? Are you the individual one, or are you the one who knows waker, dreamer, sleeper coming and going? I never thought like this. So start thinking. Now maintain that position all the time. So where is this dialogue going on? In the waking. What is waking? Only one third part of your experience. So this teaching phenomena is taking place in the phenomena called waking experience. Waking experience is a phenomena in another phenomena called individual experience. देखो, so which one are you? Are you the witness of this? If I'm the witness of waking, dream and deep sleep. In that waking, this dialogue is going on. So have you become, this is interesting, that is interesting, this is difficult, that is not difficult, this is too deep, this is just what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear. So all this dialogue is okay. But are we maintaining the position that this is also a dream? Therefore, our Upanishad says, the teacher is teaching that which cannot be taught, and the disciple is understanding which cannot be understood. And the game goes on. Your whole time, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is saying ignorance cannot be established. Did you understand? Yes, I understood. What? Arey, the words are itself an expression of ignorance, and you are saying, yes, I understood that ignorance cannot be established. But this is the game that is going on. Mind will come with that response. Yes, I understood. But are you considering yourself to be the mind? Or are you considering yourself to be the consciousness, the witnessing consciousness, which is knowing that the mind is functioning with the various thoughts? What position are you taking? It's a very fine dissection. Kshurasya dhara. If you fall on this side, you will get cut into many pieces by various thoughts. If you fall on this side, you vanish. Individuality goes. करूं तो क्या करूं? Because in knowing myself, there is no relative knowledge in the knower about the known. The knower I and the known myself are one and the same. I am seeking myself. You try seeing the I by the I, see what happens. You try to hear, the ear is trying to hear the ear itself. Try. The nose is trying to smell the nose. Try. These experiments you must do and come to a conclusion. Make it your own direct experience. The mind is trying to know the mind. Try. We are not saying mind is trying to know the thoughts. We are saying the mind is trying to know the mind. Now you have to do the dissection and try to find out. You only know mind as by way of thoughts. You have to come to the substratum, the container. Try, find out the way. I want to know the mind. I'm not going to focus on the thoughts which are coming and going. I want to focus on the container. You will vanish. Experiment with these things. These are not just, they are very, just now what examples we gave you are very potent. You have heard it few times from, many times in this text itself, many times I have told these. But we have never practiced them. Because if we had practiced, then direct knowledge, we know what happens as a result. Otherwise, only intellectual appreciation. I gave the exercises, intellectual appreciation. Yeah, this happens. I understand. If I think about the mind, then the thoughts will be gone. You have worked it out like a exercise in your mind, but without any experience.
Swamiji, I have experienced that whenever I look at the thoughts, it vanishes. But as I told you before, as soon as it vanishes, I fall asleep.
अब वो बाद में बात करेंगे, इधर नहीं है टॉपिक. तुम्हारे साथ बात हुई है उसके बारे में.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know.
हाँ, तो you remain awake. Remain awake. Falling asleep is not falling asleep, so we have mastered falling asleep. We have to remain awake. We have initial stages, we have to be conscious of everything that is around us. What is pratyahar? Pratyahar is you are not fighting the world, you are not escaping from the world, your eyes are open. Initially we begin, see no evil, hear no evil, talk no evil, shama, dhamma, controlling of the senses, controlling of the mind. But when you come to pratyahar, You are so internalized that even if your ears are open, all the five senses are open, stimuli are coming, sounds are heard, but no reaction from inside. There is no owner. Like you are listening to me right now, if there is some bird chirping outside, you are hearing it, but it's not making an impact on you because you are not giving it value. Your value is on the satsang. In pratyahar, mechanically we have brought that point, that disposition. All we have done is withdrawn the value giving from the world, but we have not shifted the value giving to the self, on being the self. That is the next stage, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. And if that, so all we have done is withdrawn from the world, the next stage is sleep. Then how do you go into dharana, dhyan, samadhi? Do japa continuously. And with that japa, then you withdraw. So if you have got the knack of emptying your mind, now you allow the mind to be emptied as through the japa. Loud chanting, subtle chanting, zero chanting, and transcendental. You go beyond the waking dream and sleep, the gross, subtle, and causal. And how do you do it? You do it loudly, not mentally. When you do any exercise mentally, the only way you can, what will happen to us is go to sleep. Loud chanting keeps you awake. See, so experiment, you find out your own conclusions. We can only guide from here. We'll have to analyze more. But unless and until we don't experiment with it, we will not be able to conclusively say that we are where we are. Data shows this way. I put it across to you in a different way from pratyahar point of view. If pratyahar is practiced without an internal focus towards the self, it will lead to sleep. Pratyahar, another way of pratyahar is going beyond Vaikhari to Madhyama. You have withdrawn from the Vaikhari. Vaikhari is the waking state. And you have bypassed the waking state by whatever exercise we are doing. But bypass the objectivity to where? To the self. If our attention was on the thoughts, if our attention was on the emptiness of the mind, then it will lead to sleep. If our attention is on the conscious principle which is illuminating, in whose presence the waking dream and sleep, Vaikhari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, all three are happening. No thoughts, mental thoughts or loud thoughts are coming and going, happening. Then there will be no sleep. And we come to abide. Initially, we will come only 30 seconds, we will be awake, then we'll fall asleep. You keep practicing, not next day, same time. The moment you get up, start again. After a few days of practice, 2, 3, 4 minutes, you will be able to do it. Or in one go, everything will be over. That's up to each one. Unfoldment. So ये सब all these words which are coming out, you have to experience in your own way. Best is to follow the overview I have given, but then you have to experiment with it. The day we say that I have achieved it, we have not achieved it. If I say that I have achieved samadhi, from that day samadhi will not happen. Every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. Samadhi is not something that after achieving then you don't, it goes away. Samadhi is your sahaja bhav. Samadhi is your natural state. So how can samadhi come and go? If samadhi is coming and going, then it was a phenomenal samadhi. We haven't come to our true nature then. Always look at your life, always look at your experiences, always look at your practices from the total point of view. Because at any given moment, wave is an individual wave or the total ocean or the absolute waters. What position do I take? Do I take the position of an individual? Do I take the position of a total? Absolute is not a position. That is your natural. So take, when you look at, as long as there is something to look at, take the position of the total. Automatically everything will be sorted out. I gave this example in Bhagavad Gita, in Jnaneshwari. Our Swamiji told us, if you want to understand Bhagavad Gita, put on the shoes of Krishna and then look at Bhagavad Gita. Then the entire smorgasbord of Bhagavad Gita with its 18 chapters and the karma, bhakti, dhyan, this yoga, that yoga, everything will fall into the correct places. But you take it as an individual, for one moment will be clear, next moment will be confused. You take the position of the owner of the house. You know exactly where everything is. Correct? You go to someone else's house, you are not the owner. You don't know where the bathroom is also. You don't know in which drawer the kitchen is. You don't know in which place the hand towel is. Because you're confused. So be the master of your mind. The master of the mind. For being the master of the mind, you have to think of the one who is the master of the mind, the totality. Be the total. That is Lord's name. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Trambakam yajamahe sugantim pushtivardhanam. These are just, I'm giving you simple principles. This is what our scriptures are giving us. But we continue to choose to be in the individuality, giving power to the individuality, enhancing individuality, crystallizing individuality, rather than taking the position of the total and allowing everything to melt away as I. That's transformation. From totality point of view, there is no ignorance because everything is the self without a thought. Every wave is I without thinking. How freeing it will be. See, just hearing, I am hearing these words of this mouth. सुन के ही मजा आता है. Thrill is passing through as I am contemplating, or as the mind is contemplating. Again, I have got no problem when I say mind or I am. मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. See, the knower I and the known myself are one and the same. This knowing does not happen by I becoming the knower. So there is no becoming. When the waves appear on the ocean doesn't become the wave. When the wave contemplates on the ocean, it doesn't become the ocean. There is no journey to be traversed. There is nothing, nowhere for the wave to merge into. The wave is already the ocean, part and parcel, integral part of the ocean. Not even part, it is the ocean. We say it is part because our attention is on the form of the wave. Therefore, we are saying it is part of the ocean. But from ocean's point of view, from gold's point of view, all the ornaments are integral. It is gold only. It is not that once the gold ornament is melted, then it will become gold. No, even then it is gold. Same way, you are the infinite consciousness or the Ishvara consciousness right here and now at this moment. Is our attention on the crystallized form, on crystallized qualities, on crystallized thoughts? And crystallization happens because of differences, because of association. So we are associated with the body, we are associated with the memories, we are associated with the future, we are associated with the birth or the death. When we associate with ignorance or expressions of ignorance, then crystallization happens. That crystallization can be gross crystallization, subtle crystallization, or causal crystallization. Again, don't take crystallization only to be gross crystallization. All the three are expressions of crystallization. Individuality is crystallization. Jiva bhava is phenomena. It's a principle. It's happening. Just as from sun's point of view, there is no day and night, from ocean's point of view, there is no waves. From gold's point of view, there are no ornaments. From totality point of view, only the totality is, only the self is. One step down from there, even though names and forms are there, but every name and form is reminding you of yourself, is bringing you back to yourself, back to the self, the total self that you are, the all-inclusive self that you are. That is also healthy. But we choose to keep remaining in the crystallization of individuality. And some majority of the times even below that. The next phenomena, father, mother, daughter, sister, tu, me, past, future, birth, death, memories, transmigration of the soul, all stupidity. I have to do good karma. All this is stupid. From what understand, from what we are studying, we are saying that. This is the highest. These thoughts are presented in Srimad Bhagavad also. But then many places, transmigration of the soul, they have made it palatable. Every now and then, just like the entire Vedas. What is creme de la creme in the Vedas? The Upanishads. Are there many Upanishads or only few Upanishads? Upanishads account only for about 1% of the Vedas. What is majority of the Vedas? Karma Kanda. What is the next, a little bit less than the Karma Kanda? The Upasana, the Suktams, Narayana Suktam, Purusha Suktam, Durga Suktam, the ways to make your mind single pointed. So when you do Karma Kanda, why you do Karma Kanda? To purify yourself. When you purify yourself, what do you with that mind? You make it focused on the divine through the various Suktams. For further purification, for single pointedness, for focus, for accessing the totality. Om Sahasra Shirashaha Purushaha. It's associating with totality. And once you once you come to recognize that, then automatically, when there is nothing, no axe to grind in this world, somewhere along the way the thought will come, then who am I? Then the Upanishads. So where are we sitting in ourselves at this moment? In ignorance or in the self? Uddharet atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet. Raise yourself, by yourself, in yourself, for yourself. It is not told raise yourself by finding a guru, raise yourself by reading a scripture, raise yourself by yoga, pranayama, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. It is nowhere told. Bhagavad Gita says, 6th chapter, Uddharet Atmana Atmana. What is the bestest way? Raise yourself by yourself, in yourself, for yourself. Self raising the self. So either you can be the individual self, or you can be the total self, or you can be the infinite self. That is the raising. The knowing does not happen by I becoming the knower. In wanting to know who am I, oh, I am this. No, there is no I am this. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Oh, thought I am Brahman is not equal to Brahman. What that word is indicating, aham, you have to know what does aham mean, what does Brahman mean, what does asmi mean. They are just words, but what do they signify? Brahman is the total consciousness, aham is the individual consciousness, or the consciousness expressing through this body wherever you are at. And I am that total consciousness. Oh, I am already that. Yes. Okay, aham brahmasmi, aham brahma. I'm doing japa of aham brahmasmi. Nothing is going to take place because your attention is on the thought. If your attention is not on the consciousness that you are, in spite of the thought, what is your observation? Thought is coming and going. Who knows it? I know it. Are you coming and going? No. Be that. Truth is that knowing where the knower is not born, nor is there a known. So, what is that truth? Where aham and idam vritti do not exist. Where does, as our Swamiji keeps taking this example, where does the wife go after divorce? Where does the husband go after divorce? But where did we live our life as? What did we live our life as? Only as husband or only as wife? All the problems are for the virtual. Wife has the problems because of the husband, husband has the problem because of the wife. All the challenges are faced by these virtual roles. Okay, we have transcended, we became sannyasi. In name only, but we are still identified with the body. Our body is also phenomena. So as long as we take the sannyasi takes the body as the real, then all the problems are associated with the body. Then he takes himself to be the mind, then all the problems are associated with the mind, past, future, guilts, expectations, anxieties. Keep त्यागे नैके अमृतत्व मानशुहु. We had chanted this verse many times. Na karmana na prajaya dhane na tyage naike amritatva manashu. Not by na karmana, not by karma, na prajaya, not by progeny, na dhanena, not by wealth. Tyage naike, only by renunciation. Renunciation of what? All the lower roles. Renunciation of what else? Renunciation of aham vritti and idam vritti. Renunciation of knowing, creating knowledge through thoughts. This has to be renounced. For that is Shivratri. For that is Shivratri. Immortality is gained only through renunciation. And renunciation here doesn't mean wearing these clothes or running away into the forest or going to the ashram. Renunciation means sitting in the self as the conscious principle, oblivious of the total world. World is still there, but you are not affected by it. You are not reacting to it. The world is not making an impact on you. Why it is not making an impact on you? Because you are not available to it. Just like the world is not making an impact on you because you are not available to the world. You are in sleep, ignorance, nothingness. World is not making an impact on us because we are available to be the total consciousness. We are that total experience in which all birth, maintenance and death, creation, maintenance and destruction is continuously happening. We understand that. That is what the phenomena is. So neither we are excited by creation, nor we are inspired by maintenance, nor we are sad because of destruction, or vice versa. Some people are happy, someone dies. हाँ, सारी property मेरी हो गई अब. It's opposite way. Kams was unhappy because Devaki was giving birth to children. Opposite way, vice versa बोला ना उसलिए. So in this way, here, truth is that knowing where the knower is not born, nor is there a known, the knower known merge in the knowledge, that is real knowledge. When the eyes try to look at themselves, all forms vanish. When mind tries to look at itself, think about itself, who am I, the container in which all the thoughts are coming? The mind will vanish. Only consciousness will remain. Try these experiments without going to sleep. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om, Hari Om.